Good afternoon, Ralph, and welcome back for sure.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Let's just do the three easy, obvious questions everyone's going to want to know. How are you feeling? What kind of symptoms mark your experience? And when do you intend to be behind the bench coaching again?
Yeah, so thank you. First of all, I'm definitely feeling better. I had moderately severe symptoms. I never did end up having a fever, but I did end up with a lot of aches and sleeping and fatigue for more than a week. So definitely time to realize how lethal this COVID is. Everybody knows I try to keep myself in good shape and manage that part of my life, but I had no chance. And just really pleased in the last few days to get back to feeling more normal. I'll take it a day at a time. Today was an excellent day to spend with the staff and with the players. I went soft on the ice, but otherwise really trying to go through a regular day. And then we'll see how I feel tomorrow morning. So far feeling quite well, but of course scarred by the experience, and grateful to be one of the people coming out of it by the looks of it, and also really pay my respect to the people working in the medical care, and for the many families that didn't have success with dealing with it the way I have. And our medical team's been amazing in the support. And my wife didn't get it, which is a bit of a miracle in itself. She's been multiple tested, but she's fine, and I'm very grateful for that too.
Yeah, Ralph, it's good to see you back, John Worrell with the AP, and glad to hear everything is progressively improving, and I hope it stays the course. Just a two-parted question. What were your thoughts on how the NHL handled that weekend with the Devils? And then as a follow-up, what are your thoughts of how the NHL has been proactive, or at least addressed the situation in expanding its safety protocols, not once but twice, since that weekend?
Yeah, when you see how many players on both teams were symptomatic, and staff members too, we clearly had a rough weekend there. But for me, I like to be constructive, and I'm happy the NHL has been as constructive as possible in learning from the experience that we had. So it seems to make it worthwhile. I mean, we are number one in this game, for the game of hockey, for the sport, for the league and its success, and that's something that we feel that the new protocols are doing, is they are protecting, the athletes and the staff members. They are protecting the game, that we could, carry it out through the rest of the season. And, what happened on that weekend, obviously, it's quite clear that the information that we had just a few days after, and what the NHL had at that point was there was a big divide between what they knew and what they then knew. And again, what happened, there's no, I think that's been chewed on all levels. And for us, it's really what is the reaction, and the reaction has been strong and supportive and constructive, and we can now concentrate on getting this season started again. That is the single most important thing in our mind.
Hi, Ralph. Good to
Thanks.
see you. Just how important was it this morning just to get on the ice for a little bit, to touch the ice and just say hello to the guys and make the rounds? How important was that for you?
Yeah, well, first of all, I didn't want to fall down right after 2 weeks off, so I checked that box. It was just, you know what, Bill, just this morning when the players arrived, and we passed each other, and getting out on the ice for a few minutes just gives you so much energy back. You know why you're here. You love the group you're working with, and the potential of the group and the individuals. And so my answer to you would be, it was outstanding to be back on the ice, to be around, the players and the staff, and knowing our fans are waiting at home for us to get back in action. And I get a surge of energy right now just even talking about it.
Ralph, could we pretty much say that the lineup we saw today will be the lineup that will play tomorrow? I'm thinking even if you had somebody come off the COVID list tomorrow, would it be difficult for them to get in the game that day?
Yeah, no, definitely. The important thing is now with each of these individuals coming back is that we treat each one differently, because the symptoms were different between different players. The timing was different, and coming in to games directly versus coming into practice is certainly a different factor. And we need to monitor the role of the player within the game. You know, could we only put that player in for a 7, 8, 9-minute stretch to just kind of integrate him, or is that worth it or not? And so there's a lot of discussions that we're going to have here. We will have a meeting right after this media call with Kevin and go over all our options. We need to make sure we're well covered on our specialty teams. The penalty killing role that Tobias Reeder and Curtis Lazar leave open is something we need to fill. So there's a few factors here. This lineup will be definitely close to what you're going to see tomorrow, but I would still expect some potential 1 or 2 changes in that.
Ralph, what is the challenge here with all the inactivity? You're in last place simply because you've played a lot fewer games, haven't played in 2 weeks, and now you're going to play whatever it is, 5 games in the next 7 days. How serious a challenge is this, and how much do you have to really monitor every guy minutes wise and everything else?
Well, you might have watched your last practice till May. I mean, we need to really, really feel the group. I mean, what you've just said is on the top of our heads here as we do our brainstorming moving forward, is to manage the energy, and the love for the game is large, and we need to keep the fun. We need to keep the pleasure high while we need to scrap ourselves back into the race, and you've mentioned it. I think it's important not to look at the standings right now, that we take the next block of 10 games and make sure that coming out of that, we're in a good position, and be patient with our re-entry to be able to get our habits activated. We're playing a team as dedicated to the way it plays in the Islanders as anybody in our division. And, they are definitely finding their A game at the moment. So it'll be a big test right off the bat tomorrow. But how we're going to manage the spaces in between, I will be very open and honest with you all. And, we will have chats about that on a daily basis, because we need to especially monitor the high minute guys. And we need to do only one thing, and that's what's best for the team to have a chance to win hockey games. And if it means staying off the ice between game days, if it means, almost avoiding ice completely other than games for certain stretches, that could happen. And, sports science has possibly never quite played as an important a role as right now, as we monitor any piece of information we can get on the guys and then work with them accordingly between the games. Again, I want to stress 2 things. One is, I feel it myself, that I'm just going to have fun again, but fun for us is that we're successful. Fun for us is that we're playing to our potential. Fun for us is that our fans are enjoying the results. It's not just going out to play, it's playing with a clear goal in mind to be successful as we do that. So, that competitiveness and that hunger, but to have the players in the space to be able to do that in multiple 4 of 6 or 5 of 7s, the management of our energy in between is going to be critical.
All right, Ralph, we're all set. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Good to see you all. Thanks, Lindsay.